All right, Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode, and we got a whole slew of great topics. A lot of fun in this episode here. We're going to talk about Joey Ramone and Pete Davidson, this biopic that's lighting up everybody's news feeds. Some news on the Pfizer vaccine, great White Claw story. We talked last episode about Colton Underwood, the guy from The Bachelor, coming out with Robin Roberts. Turns out Billy Eichner predicted this on The Bachelor. I'll play you the clip. Yeah. Arod and JLo, they broke up yesterday, and that's just been in the news nonstop. We got some news on Frankie C's dad to tell everybody, and we're doing product testing once again on TikTok. I saw this guy.
Bearing in mind, I just had a big roast beef.
All right, okay, dinner. Yeah, we know. I
can't do this, man.
He took a bag of Oreos, and he took the spray cheese, and he put cheese on top of the Oreo and said it tasted exactly like cheesecake. Now, this is the same guy who told us to put the mustard on top of the...
You got to stop following this guy.
I know. What did we put it on, the ho-hos or ding-dongs?
I had a Swiss roll.
Swiss rolls. And that it would be delicious, and it was not. So this is the second chance up for this guy. We'll see what happens.
It wasn't an improvement, but it wasn't bad either.
Yeah, that one was kind of like blah. This one's a little different. This was, it tastes good. This one's more like, this tastes like cheesecake. So we'll be able to really confirm or deny if it tastes like cheesecake.
And if I'm going to throw up. It's going to happen. So stay tuned.
American cheese and Cheese Whiz in a can there, and
I literally just finished before we started. I just finished a big roast beef sandwich.
With
the dipping French sauce
the podcast
with French fries. I went nuts on this thing.
Ordered or you made it yourself?
No, we got it from a takeout restaurant.
Pete Davidson, Frankie C. Oh, J Saps is on the way. Pete Davidson is going to play Joey Ramone in a Netflix biopic called I Slept with Joey Ramone. Initial thoughts on this, Frank?
I'm still not super impressed by Pete Davidson. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I'm alone on this. But
no, I when I heard it, I was like, that's weird. But here's the thing that'll always get you. And this depends on the media, whether they like it or not. When they do the side-by-side photo, that's always like an indication. Like if they kind of look like the other person.
Yeah, you're halfway there.
Then you're halfway there. Take a look at Pete Davidson and Joey Ramone right here in this photograph. Not too bad. Ramone is a little skinnier, a little lankier.
There are other people like it. I don't think they got the same mouth maybe, but that's it.
You can tell how hard Variety worked at this one because they found them with their head turned at the same exact angle. They're both wearing sunglasses. They put both pictures in black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like they worked really hard to make it look like.
I don't think it's close enough.
You don't think that's close? I think it's close.
I think he looks more like Adrian Brody or something. He's got that thin face, the pointy nose, the sharp features. I
tell you that Adrian Brody's one hell of an actor.
Hey, an Oscar winner.
Did he win an Oscar?
He did.
Wow.
Remember he kissed Halle Berry?
No.
The acceptance speech? Okay.
Oh, no. 20th. It's the 20th anniversary of Ramone's death this week. Biopic will chronicle the life and times of the legendary musician born Jeffrey Ross Hyman in 1951. He started the group The Ramones in Queens. That's where Frankie and I started. Actually, this is where Anthony started. Frank started in Brooklyn. In 1974, Ramones, arguably the first true punk rock band, kings of CBGBs. They ignited the British punk scene with a performance in the UK in 76. I always loved them because, we grew up close to Rockaway Beach, and they had a song called Rockaway Beach, and that was always the most
Doesn't take much for you to jump on a bandwagon.
But that was like mind blowing. You would
Someone comes out with a song called Big Beard, you're in.
I'm just saying.
You're on board. You're the number one fan.
Asshole. I'm just saying you hear music all your life, and then you hear it was like I always remember New York. Like, okay, everybody sang about New York, but to sing about Rockaway Beach and this be on the radio. That was like mind blowing at the time. I don't know.
I hear you. Yeah, well, listen. When someone says a place that you've heard of, not even are from, it's exciting.
It is exciting. I Slept with Joey Ramone comes with the blessing from Joey Ramone's estate. The film is based on the memoir of the same name written by his brother, Mickey Lee. Lee will serve as an executive producer. When you share a bed with someone, and not just a bed, but a childhood, a family, and a lifetime, you know that person better than anybody else. Mickey Lee not only collaborated with his big brother's band, he has irreplaceable memories of and insights into Joey Ramone, having supported him when no one else would, and witnessed him overcome adversity in the most dramatic way.
Cool.
It sounds really cool. The movie reunites Davidson with director Jason Orley, who helmed the 2019 coming-of-age comedy Big Time Adolescence, and the comedian's latest stand-up special, Pete Davidson, Alive from New York. Davidson is also adapting the script with Orley. I'm a little concerned about it. I like Pete Davidson a ton. I did turn off his stand-up special. I thought it was awful.
So what do you like about Pete Davidson?
I love him on Weekend Update. I like him a lot.
He's a little too cocky for me.
Really? I don't know. I'm rooting for him. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing against him. I don't hate him.
Sounds like you got something against him, though.
No, just not a huge fan. I feel like he hasn't, like, I don't know if he's worked. So, I mean, how much has he put into this? Like, he doesn't do much on SNL. He does like one or two.
Yeah,
skits.
but again, I've said I feel like we haven't seen. He's developing. I don't think we've seen the best of Pete Davidson yet. I think the best is still yet to come. That's good.
And I hope, yeah. And he's got a movie about his life, big time movie.
I still haven't seen that. I'm still dying to see that. Again, if Apatow puts an interest in you, I'm gonna. That's again more points from me. I'll trust Apatow with anything.
Yeah. Well,
I will say
this might be good.
Now that you said Adrian Brody, like I will say, and here's my other thing too. It's a Netflix movie, not to cheapen Netflix because they did pay for The Irishman, and that cost a buttload of money. But
lots of people in that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like they also, what was the one with Motley Crue? The Motley Crue documentary was interesting as all hell, but it didn't look expensive. Yeah, it didn't look expensive. Like I wonder if this is like a not low budget, but I'm just saying like not mega budget, which maybe Joey Ramone kind of deserves.
Well, I mean, that was a documentary. This is going to be a movie. I feel like movies are going to be a little more. No,
that was a biopic. Right?
Oh, I thought it was a documentary.
No, it was a biopic.
Yeah, I mean, I think movie's going to have some kind of. I don't know who else is in this thing. I mean, is anybody else of note going to be in this?
No, that's it. That's all we know right now because he's developing the script too. So that's why he's first one in. But like there was just like an Aretha Franklin one, and I forget who's playing her. It looked okay, but the fact that it was on like Lifetime or some shit, I was kind of like, it gives me a sour opinion. If you're not a major, which Netflix is, I don't want to like Netflix is a major player.
Netflix is bringing it to the table. They've got stuff nominated. It's not going to be.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a cheap thing.
But there's been
some big stuff.
I don't know, like you look at like Chad Boswick and James Brown biopic and Ray, and like these were like major motion pictures, and they're so
was before
good.
Netflix and before all that stuff. This is the time we live in where Netflix and Hulu these are the ones making the movies now.
And I don't think anybody wants to spend a ton on a movie, unless they know they're gonna have a huge return. As huge as the Ramones are, like they were never like super profitable.
Yeah, I don't know how international it's gonna do.
Right? Like I'm sure they'll kill in the UK. I'm sure it'll do fairly well in the States. But like you're talking about, like Marvel money. I'm not so sure about, or Transformers, or one of those things.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's gonna be like this, but have you ever just searched through Netflix or Hulu or and you see all these movies and you ask yourself, how did these movies get greenlit?
Yeah.
Who put in who said, you know what? Here's thousands of dollars. Go make this movie. You look at all these titles and you're like, I don't understand how these got made.
Yeah.
You know, there's movies you never heard of, and they look so crappy just from the description and the title and all, and who's in it. And it's like, what the hell is this?
It's
So
such
this,
an interesting.
you know,
It's such an interesting thing because you can be a working actor, be in like 10 movies in a year, and next to nobody will have seen any of them. Like,
yeah, but it helps beef up your resume, I guess.
yeah, and there's something too, like it's an industry where they know they can put like they'll make movies that they know are not going to make money because somebody wants to see it made, or the script is so good, or an actor is a passion project, or whatever it is.
And you never know if something's going to catch and be like a cult classic or something, you know. Who
Well, we
knows?
never really had those My Big Fat Greek Weddings until, the 90s, really, until Pulp Fiction and the whole Miramax revolution was kind of that. Clerks, you started to have these
Yeah,
indie
there were
movies break out.
there was stuff before that, Rocky Horror, you know.
Yeah, but Rocky Horror took a long time to become a cult classic.
I guess.
Yeah, I struggle. In the 90s, I could name 10 indie movies that made huge profits. I
That's
struggle
because you
to
grew
think
up
of.
with them, you know. I mean, but like, there's
No, but
all
I'm
these
saying I
horror
struggle to think
movies.
of a movie from the 80s that was an indie movie.
That's what I'm saying. You grew up in the '90s, so you're used to the, you know. You could probably
I
name
grew
more
up in the
'90s
80s.
bands than you can '80s bands. Yeah,
Squashing that. That's a bad retort from Frank.
you're a retort.
Pfizer. This is J Sab's worst nightmare. She predicted this.
Oh God. What?
She laid this down as one of the reasons why she's not going to get the vaccine. What if we have to get a third shot?
Oh no.
And I don't know if she got from Q or not, but as it turns out yesterday, the Pfizer, I think Q's whispered in her ear. That's how she was able to predict that on the show. The Pfizer CEO, Albert Bourla, said that people will likely
Al
need.
Borland
Yes.
from Home Improvement.
Yeah, he leaned over the fence. We couldn't see anything but his eyes. And then, I know that's Wilson.
Yeah. That's
He said people are most likely going to need a third dose of the COVID-19 vaccine within 12 months of being fully vaccinated. So,
okay. So then get the third thing.
yeah, but Frank, a third shot? Like, how many shots is this going to take now?
However many it takes. Once a year is not that big
Three
of a deal.
shots? I mean, I feel like it's easier just
Three.
to. It's so far. My wife brings up a good. We could be at 6 or 7 shots by now. I think it's just easier to
By
let
the
Aunt
time
Meg
we get-
die.
Oh, okay.
And then
By the
I gotta.
time we get to that third shot, I'm sure there will be improvements on the vaccine, and it won't be like that for long.
I don't know. Feels like they're stomping on my freedoms. I'd rather just
Oh,
see
no.
Aunt Meg die.
Aunt Meg hates you
I mean,
because of that statement.
one time, the second time, now I got to go back a third time. What if there's a
I
Met
don't
game
know.
that day?
You know, we'll have to wait until someone invents something that could record stuff. Once that happens, then you get the shot.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like the whole thing.
It
Seems
gets
like
you
a
out
lot
of the house. What's the problem? You know, everybody's dying to be out of the house and not in quarantine anymore. Then when we give you the chance to get in the car and go get a shot, everybody's like, "No, I'm gonna stay home."
He also said that it's possible.
Gonna stay home.
He said it's also
No,
possible that people
not
will
my
need to
fail.
get vaccinated against the coronavirus annually. I feel like this
Okay.
is
It's like the
pretty,
flu shot.
yeah. Until you figure
What's
out.
that? They're gonna have it in drugstore. You just go like you get the flu shot. Then this is just until they, mass produce enough that it'll be regularly available, like the flu shot.
Yeah.
But first things first, let's get everybody the first couple of doses.
And I also think that you do get to a certain point, like with all the slew of vaccines that we get from childbirth, where a vaccine makes its way to childbirth, and then you get it there, and then you're good. You get that booster at 6 or 7 or whatever it is, 5, whatever you get the booster, 2, and then
Right.
you're good for the rest of your life, like polio and all
Exactly.
the other ones that we get vaccinated for.
Right. So there's that. I wouldn't. I mean, by the time we get to the we have to get it every year. They're going to just keep improving and improving and improving on it. So,
well, here's my question, and this is what because I don't think anybody's talking about this. A vaccine, we've not been able to cure a virus, flu, HIV, like you name it, viruses we can't get.
Smallpox.
I don't know if that's a virus, but viral things. What is it? Bacterial. We can cure bacterial things. Antibiotic for the bacterial. Viral, you can't, right? But this is like I feel like nobody's really talking about the fact that this is a huge step in a fight against a virus, right? Forget, that it's COVID. Mm-hmm. It's like we figured out how to kind of keep a virus at bay. Like,
right.
What's the next step in that fight? Like, are we going to get a cure for viruses? Like, are we going to get a better hold on the regular flu in general in the future because of what we were able to do and how fast we were able to do it with this one? Like, I'm looking forward to the future here. Like, we kind of, not that we conquered this, but we did really well with this. Where do we go from here with these advancements that we've made?
I think we'll get there. I mean, we're only going to go forward with advancements and this kind of stuff. Viruses, I mean, I feel like, we're holding them at bay, and then we could only prevent people from catching them is the big thing. That's the hardest thing. And that is where we defeat them. If there are no hosts for the virus, then it can't survive. So if everybody's immune to it, the virus has nowhere to go. It just dies out. That's the way to get rid of it. And we'll get there. If in a couple of years nobody's got coronavirus, maybe it'll just go away because everybody has gotten the vaccine and nobody's, transmitting it and stuff. So hopefully that's the way it'll go. That's if in a perfect world. But, like the flu, I'm sure there'll be a little bit here and there, and you just got to get vaccinated. That's all.
That's what's weird. Like in 3 years or 4 years, we're still going to hear about somebody died of COVID-19. Like, you believe what Jimmy? Did you hear about Jimmy got COVID-19? Fucking believe this? Like, nobody will be dying from it anymore.
Hey, at least at the very least, we'll make improvements on how we treat it too.
Yeah.
So fewer and fewer, it'll be less and less lethal, as we move forward. I don't think unless it mutates and we have to deal with another one. The thing we're dealing with now, we'll only get improvements from humanity on it.
Speaking of lethal, White Claw, my friend.
Uh-oh.
White Claw, like the coronavirus, has a variant. It's mutating and getting
on
stronger.
Its own. Yeah. Is it self-realizing?
It's self-realizing. White Claw realized how integral it was to getting chicks through 2020 and the first wave of the coronavirus, and now they know they have to step things up for 2021.
All right, what are they doing now?
White Claw, here's the headline to this article. White Claw's new higher alcohol seltzer Surge will wreak havoc this summer. Here's Why We Need It by Madeline Wells from the San Francisco
I could tell you why we need it.
There you go.
Yep, there it is.
I mean, what is the saying? No laws on White Claws or something? Is that what the kids are saying?
Is that really a saying?
Yeah, there's like a saying. Like there's like no laws on White Claws.
That's sad that we have a saying like that.
Well, sad or fantastic depends on how you're looking at it. Regular
Fantastic.
White Claws. Let's see here. Company has announced the release of a new seltzer called Surge with a higher alcohol content, 8%, and it's bigger too, 16 ounces instead of 12.
Why don't you just sell turpentine? Just be done with it. Just paint thinner. Just give us all paint thinner in a can.
Yeah.
I mean, you want hard liquor. I mean, seltzer is probably not where you want to be, but they have to compete, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chet Hanks, we haven't talked about Chet Hanks at all, but he was talking about a white boy summer. And forget that. It's going to be a White Claw summer is what it's going to be.
Oh.
people are talking about Four Loko. Remember Four Loko? Whatever happened to Four Loko?
Someone came out with 5 Loco, and that was it for 4 Loco.
Four Loko had a lot of alcohol, but I think it had
7-minute abs.
I think it had classic. I think it had something else in it besides booze that was not good.
I have no idea.
Anyway, Four Loko had 14% alcohol in it.
That seems flammable.
Oh, that was it. Had 40% alcohol by volume and contained caffeine, and the FDA deemed it a public health concern. Yeah. Because you're getting drunk, but you're getting the caffeine, so you're like...
You could probably run your car on it.
Yeah, basically.
Pour that in your gas tank. You're good to go.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? I mean, there's got to be a limit, right? Isn't there like a law you can't put so much... There's got to be a percentage per whatever the hell? Like, you can't be 90% alcohol?
I don't know. But they're going to sell them in individual cans for... You ready for this? $2.99 for a can.
It's too. Oh.
So you can get hammered for basically $9.
$3 a can.
Yeah.
And it's how much? 7%?
8%.
8% alcohol. Yeah, you're done. I'm done in 2 cans.
You are 2 cans, Sam.
I am 2 cans, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking Arizona iced tea, and I'm a little tipsy right now.
I think this is going to be... I think these are going to be huge. I don't know all the flavors, but the 2 that they've announced are cranberry and blood orange.
Yeah, you got to start with cranberry. That's like... Cranberry's got, like, its foot in every door.
Yeah, cranberries and everything. But the blood orange, that's the one for me. I like the summertime.
Where was blood orange in the 90s?
Yeah, when did blood orange really start to take hold?
They didn't like just invent that fruit. I mean, that had to be around.
Yeah, but when's the first time you remember a blood orange? Yeah, when I can't remember blood orange.
I mean, I don't remember it in the 90s or early 2000s. I feel like blood orange took off 2006, 7.
Pellegrino. Yeah, San Pellegrino has a blood orange.
When did that come out?
It's not alcohol. Yeah, that's what when did that come out? That's new, though, because Pellegrino never made that stuff before. That's new.
I feel like blood oranges are...
Those are good, though.
Blood oranges and blood diamonds.
Yeah.
Around the same time.
You put that San Pellegrino with a little vodka, and you got yourself a nice little party right there. I mean, you'll lose a toe because there's so much sugar, but...
Couple of cannolis, you got yourself a little Italian barbecue.
Oh my God! Last night I finished off the cannolis from. We had cannolis from Easter.
Oh,
we had we had the cream, and then you pour it into the.
So what'd you do?
Cannoli chip. Yeah, basically.
Oh God.
Basically, I don't know if it was all that good, but I ate it.
Do they sell cannoli cream, or I have to make that?
No, yeah, they do. It came in a big thing. You cut the tip.
I see it anywhere.
And they sell instead of like the curled up shell, they give you that like in like flat chips, and you just plop a little on. Oh, so good.
That's dangerous.
That's so good. We get it every year for Easter now, and then we kind of
I think that's Oreo's next step. The filling. You make the filling cannoli cream.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did put the cannoli cream on top of an Oreo last year, and it was phenomenal.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's the next move. That's the $1 million idea right there.
Oreo can't get anything right, though. I mean, I feel like there are other creams outside of vanilla cream just don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's double stuff for me or it's nothing.
No, I like regular stuff.
Oh, what are you, Amish?
I know. What is that? You're going to have to apologize for the Amish people.
I'm sorry.
That was offensive.
That was offensive.
The
modern era.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta step into today.
Last episode, you accused me and Janine of making fun of gay people, which was totally unfounded, and now you're sitting here slamming Amish people.
Not slamming. I'm saying they enjoy simpler things in life. Simpler things being single stuffed Oreos.
You know how I said that I like indie stuff and I always go for weird things. I feel like I'm not like a mainstream guy. I noticed this about me too. I'm a single stuff Oreo guy, Also, like when I go to Shake Shack, you could choose between the single burger patty and the double. I always go single. I don't like.
Well,
I'm
that's different.
big on
That's different.
proportions.
That's different. That's a burger. You want one burger. There's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like those two are related.
No, because you're getting a big. I mean, one burger's enough. That's a lot.
I think one row of cream is enough. I don't think you need more cream. It throws off the ratio of cream to cookie.
I feel like it's too much cookie with single row of cream. That's not enough. Once they went double stuff, I can't go back.
That's crazy talk. I can't. I'm not down with any of that.
Oh, you're insane.
You're insane.
I might be insane, but shut up. Telling you, it's double stuffed or nothing. Don't bother me with Oreos.
That's crazy talk.
I don't know what to tell you, but I'm telling you, cannoli cream in the Oreo.
All right. Well, listen. In a second, I'm going to take Oreos. Not in a second, but coming up at the end of the show, I'm going to take an Oreo and I'm going to put easy cheese cheddar on it.
And I apologize to the Amish. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, you know what? You're not apology not accepted. You're gonna have to work.
You're not Amish. So any Amish people watching this,
you take a look at this beard right now and tell me I'm not Amish. I mean, come
shave
on.
the mustache and we'll talk.
I'm sure if I got one of those 23andMe's, I get a little Amish in there. They'd be like, "Yeah, you can build your own house."
If you raise a barn and get rid of the mustache and get one of those hats, and then we'll talk.
I'll raise a barn by next Tuesday. What's the big deal? I'll show you.
Do it. Friggin' do it.
Let's move on. Speaking of gay, here we go. Colton Underwood came out
right
Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't even remember now.
Who knows?
And people were surprised. Some people not so much. Turns out Billy Eichner, who I love so much. I think Billy Eichner is just hysterical. He's one of those guys too that I don't consume, and like every time I see him in something and I'm hysterical laughing, I go, why don't I watch more Billy Eichner stuff? I don't understand.
It's hard to find. I mean, he was in
yes,
American Horror Story a little bit, but he wasn't really funny in that. He was more of a serious couple of roles. He does some bit characters one character in Bob's Burgers. And it's, few and far between.
Okay.
He does Billy on the Street, which that's the most content you're going to get right now.
Yeah, now that, I don't know because I'll watch that on YouTube, but that was on like a real channel. What channel was Billy on the Street on?
I feel like it was True TV, maybe.
Was it?
Either True TV or Comedy Central, one of those cable. It wasn't like Fox or anything. It was like a AMC.
I love that.
I'm gonna say True TV.
Some of them are, and when he gets like crazy and starts screaming at people and they run from one to the next, I love it.
It's just abusive and it's wonderful.
I just love it.
He's just running and yelling in their face.
Yeah, I love Billy Eichner a lot. Like he's a guy that I wish I could just watch him do more normal stuff. Like I don't need him in a movie. I want to just see Billy Eichner running around just being himself. Just be Billy Eichner. Yeah. And I feel like that's hysterical.
I'm in.
Anyway.
So what did he do? He predicted.
Yeah. So I wonder, and like, like gay guys will say, like, I have good gaydar. Like, I'll be able to pinpoint. And I wonder if this was a little gaydar coming out. And here's the thing, too. I can't trust myself because I watched the clip and I'm looking at this guy and I go, oh, kind of looks like, he's doing a lot of things that, he was a virgin. He never slept with anybody. He had some kind
doesn't mean anything.
I mean, he was a big star athlete, so that's against the typical, stereotypes. We're talking stereotypes right now. But I looked at a couple of his things, and when Billy, and I'll play the clip for everybody, and you'll be able to see it too. But when Billy says, like, oh, maybe you're gay, like, there's such an awkward moment there. Like, there's a real awkward moment there.
Billy Eichner's on the show?
Billy Eichner comes rolling up on the show. They're in some camp or whatever. I won't play this.
Can you play the clip or is it not?
Yeah, no, I'm going to play the clip for you. But he just comes, like they're at some like sleepaway camp or whatever, and Billy Eichner comes rolling down. It's The Bachelor. There's no reason for any of this. He comes rolling down in like a golf cart with the host. So like all the chicks. Weird. Yeah, it's a weird. I don't get it. It's so stupid.
Who pitches that?
It's so dumb.
You know what we'll do? We'll just bring Billy Eichner in, and he'll just do some wacky shit.
Yeah. In fact, like, and Billy Eichner kind of pokes fun at it. In the clip I'm going to play for you, he pokes fun at that very thing. Like, how does this going to, because they win like a 3-legged race, they mean there might be a soulmate. Like, none of it makes any sense on these stupid shows.
No, it doesn't.
That's kind of what the shows are. So anyway, so they're talking to the girls. I guess they're at like a camp or whatever. And the point of the competition in this particular instance is one team versus the other team, and one team, whoever wins, they get to stay with Colton at the sleepaway camp, and the other team who doesn't win, they have to go back to the house where they're all staying. So they don't get to spend time. Yeah, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but play the clip.
That's the premise. So that's what I just saved you. I just saved you 4 minutes of this clip that you don't have to watch. I
appreciate that.
What we get now is Billy Eichner walking away with Colton so that they can have like a conversation while the girls are getting dressed and ready to compete against each other. So this is just the two
of them on a side conversation.
Side conversation, but the host is there too. The host guy is with them, but they like walk off to go sit like under the trees and whatever, and they do like a talk, and I guess that's part of the you get Billy Eichner, you got to have him interact with the Bachelor and say some funny stuff, and that's basically what he's doing. So. I mean, did you see his reaction?
He was like, holy crap, how did he guess?
Yeah. Now, what's funny about Billy Eichner there, though, is you can kind of tell because we're all guilty of this. He said it and was thinking about his next joke. So I don't think he had time to like absorb Colton's reaction, like because he was already thinking about putting another line out there to be funny.
Yeah, true. But we're looking at it through hindsight. We know what happens. We know the end result is that he's gay. But back then, you're assuming the Bachelor isn't.
Look at that face. I just freeze framed it right. That's the exact moment when you got outed on national television by Billy Eichner.
That's the holy crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, how did this come up? Did Billy Eichner start passing this around, or?
Yeah, well, that's because when he came out on Good Morning America, the American version, not the Britain version, Pierce wasn't there. People started like putting it together, like, oh, didn't Billy Eichner say this once to him? And they went
That's hilarious.
They found the clip, and it's been all over the internet for like a day and a half now.
Hey, that was. They should have it. They should make a gay Bachelor.
Have they done a gay Bachelor? Why don't they do a gay Bachelor? That would be amazing.
Have him do it. He's. That would be perfect. Strike where the iron's hot. He's,
yeah, that
center of attention right now. You put him on that show.
Although I feel like gay guys would be like, what if this guy already had his chance and he chose to go with the chicks? This is bullshit. Like, time for somebody else to go.
I guarantee you're gonna get 10, 12 guys, however many us on the show.
Oh, to line up for him? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Like, he looks like a yeah.
You'll get contestants for that. That's a no-brainer. I don't know why. I'm sure he's got offers. I'm sure they're probably throwing offers.
Yeah, see, my wife thinks he should be punished for what he did.
What?
Yeah, he stalked that girl.
Oh, that's not cool. Yeah, stalking's not cool.
Yeah. So supposedly, is that true? Is there a restraint? Supposedly, the girl who won the show, he was like stalking her, and there was like a restraining order. So there's a whole side of Colton that we don't know about.
I mean, why would he be interested?
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows if it doesn't? It may not have been born out of interest. It may have been born out of he was upset about something or whatever.
Right. I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. Yeah,
that's why some detractors were saying, again, this is not me, but some detractors were saying that he did this now to blow the story away from the other story of him being a stalker, a crazy stalker guy.
Yeah, that's weird. Now, if they did a gay Bachelor, you get Billy Eichner to host that. That's a no-brainer.
I don't know what I feel like. Didn't we just get a black Bachelor, and like that was a big deal? Like everybody's like the first black Bachelor.
Insane. That's insane. That's a big deal. Like that it has to be a big deal. Like it's great that it happened, but why? That's like.
Well, that's what's so hilarious about.
It should be as regular as anything.
Right. That's what's so hilarious about. God, I hate to say this. I sound more like a crazy right-wing person. But that's what's so crazy about the media. They go, oh, there's racism this and there's racism that. Yet they produce a show for like 20 seasons and not once pick a black guy or a black chick to be on the show. It's like, you want to be fair, look in the mirror. Start in the mirror.
Well, the media and a TV show are two different things.
They are two different things, correct? But they're both basically, they're both on Channel 7. You know what I'm saying? Like ABC's on both of them.
Different people run different things. It's not like the news. It's not like the news anchors are producing The Bachelor.
Yeah. The black guy was a knockout too, from what I understand. This is why I can't watch any of these shows. These people are too fucking good looking for me.
They make me feel terrible.
Yeah, I feel awful. Yeah, my wife. We've never watched an episode.
There should be an ugly Bachelor. Like, there should be just one ugly guy, 12 ugly girls, and do that show. That's who you want to get hooked up.
Well, they've done that. Remember Joe Millionaire? That was that whole premise. Like, he wasn't really a millionaire.
Yeah, but that was about money. They were all attractive people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you get a bunch of slobs and disgusting people. That's who need that. Those are the people that need to get hooked up. The people that are on these shows now don't need help finding people.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? Because we saw this with the MTV guys. Who's the Pauly D and the other one there?
Jersey Shore.
Yeah, like the girls get crazy. Like now I don't know if Pauly D or Vinny are good looking. I'm sure some people find them attractive, but they're not Bachelor level. These guys are like chiseled out of stone, right?
But they have huge followings because they're
But to finish the point, like, I can speak for the girl. Like, the girls on that show are not as good looking as the girls on The Bachelor.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But they still. My point is though, it didn't matter. Like, none of it mattered. Once they got into the format of the show, they just battled it out. Like, it was just like any other show. So if you put an ugly person in that seat, I think I'm with you. Like, oh, how would it change the dynamic? I think after 10 minutes, they'll all be so jazzed up. They'll be like, you know what? The ugly guy's kind of cute. I kind of like him.
Which is great. That's what I'm saying. That we should be hooking up ugly people, because the crazy attractive people, they don't need help. They don't need TV shows to get hooked up with.
You know what, Frank? You make a good point. The black community, the gay community, the Asian community, these are all communities that they could choose a bachelor from. And they will never choose an ugly one. The ugly people will be ignored forever. That's
give me a giant fatso with like
what do you call that? Looksism? That's looksism. And I'm against that. I accept everybody, no matter how they look.
You got an ugly person as the Bachelor, and you got a bunch of ugly women, not conventionally attractive women on the show. I feel like that would be a home run. People would be cheering.
Nobody would show up for that audition.
Sure they would.
If you're like, hey, we're looking for mediocre looking women, no, not one woman would show up.
You put average looking.
You're insane.
Average looking women, you'll get
nobody
get a line
will come
around the block.
Nobody will come.
You get to pick who. I guarantee people will show up.
Never.
You say we're booking for. You don't even say that. You say we're booking for a TV show. People will line up.
Well, that's fine. You can't say we're booking for average looking women. Well, you can't say
we're booking hot women. I'm sure they don't say that.
I don't know. I think those things say beautiful women. They do technically say beautiful in there.
All right. So I'm sure they get auditioned. I'm sure not so attractive people audition for these shows as well.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Are you a regular? Call it regular. I think they did regular Joe, but you call it regular something. I don't know. And you just have. I'm telling you. I think that would be good. And then you have people at home rooting for. I'm rooting for the one with no teeth. I'm rooting for the bald, this guy, the fat guy. I think that would be, instead of I'm rooting for the hot one. Well, which one's that?
Well, what's funny, again, with these reality shows, how many times the singing ones are the worst? How many times do they portray the ugly or fat, an old person And they like truck them out there, and you're like, "Oh, this isn't gonna be good. They're gonna be terrible and silent."
Oh, and they're the best singer.
And then they're like the best, and they're like, "Wow, look at Fatty. She can sing. Isn't that great?" And that clip always goes viral. People are always talking about, like, "Wait, look and see how awful this person looks.
I
how
can't
beautiful
believe
their
that
voice
an ugly
is."
person has some kind of ability.
Right? It's such
come
a.
on.
But it happens every season. They do it every single season on every one of these shows, which by my count is 7,000 times a year. This happens.
Yeah, you'll never believe that. I know you know that attractive people could sing.
Yeah.
But have you ever heard an ugly person sing? Yeah, buckle your seatbelt. I mean, yeah, anybody, you can be a singer if you're good. You know, it's the talent.
Yeah.
A lot of people have it.
By the way, how great was Eichner in that clip? He's just so like
he's on, man.
The last time I've been around this many virgins, I was on The View. Like, you just can't even, like, that's so great. I love that guy.
He nails it every time. He's great.
What was the show with Jenny McCarthy on MTV? The dating show.
I don't know that.
Singled Out. Singled Out had a gay episode, and that was like huge news. Do you remember that? That was back in the, oh my God, that had to be in the 90s? Yeah, had to be in the 90s. They had Singled Out. You'd have one guy and a bunch of chicks, and they would answer questions, and then like it would be like one guy and 100 girls. And then he would answer a question, and if your answer didn't match his, you had to leave. And they whittled down the whole huge crowd of girls until they eventually got to one, I forget however the ending went. But that was Jenny McCarthy's first real show. Do you remember this show?
I remember the name. I don't think I've.
Oh my God, she was so great, and she used to stand in the crowd with all the guys, and they used to all be like assholes to her. But she used to beat the shit. She used to like slap the guys like crazy and punch them. She seems
like a tough woman.
Yeah, it was the best ever, and it got progressively worse as the show went on. She would be like just taking rocky swings at some of these dudes just as a goof, and it was hysterical. But they had a gay episode. I remember this because it was like a big story at the time. But I thought it was great. You know, I thought it was like of the time.
I'm surprised there isn't one. A gay bachelor, a gay bachelorette.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Why not?
Maybe the gay community is like, you know what? We're too good for this. Like, don't drag us into this stupid shit that you straight people are doing.
You got a point there. Yeah, they've been watching all the stuff that straight people have been doing, and like, we're good.
That's probably what it is. They probably brought it up, and the one gay TV executive was like, stop right now. We're not dragging my people into this. Like, I'm not gonna have it.
It's called gay pride.
Yeah. We have too much gay pride to do this.
Yeah. We don't need bachelors and bachelorettes.
Yeah, don't drag us down to your fucking straight level. People are embarrassing. That's funny. Speaking of embarrassing, Frank, dear God. Arod and JLo. My goodness.
Finalized, huh? It's over.
So we did this, a couple of weeks ago? We did the story that they broke up. We did the podcast. Then JLo comes out like 7 hours later and is like, no, we're not broken up. Okay, so all right, no big deal. And now here we are just a couple of weeks later, and it's Splitsville for them. It's been confirmed.
So divorce papers signed, the whole deal?
They're not married. They were engaged.
Oh, I thought they were married.
No, they were engaged.
I don't know.
They were engaged.
Nothing.
And then I think, didn't they push back their wedding? That might have been a COVID thing, though. I'm not entirely sure. Which is never a good sign. See, this is why you never let you never let them push the date back. It's always...
That's the Costanza rule.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never good. It's always hiding something.
Don't postpone. Yep.
But the rumor was that he was talking with a young lady, and we found out that young lady is Madison LaCroix.
Madison LaCroix,
who I don't think is better looking than JLo, but you know me, I got a thing for brunettes. I'm not a blonde guy. I don't like the blonde blue eyes. There's Madison LaCroix right there.
She's not bad.
Oh, she's not ugly by any, but
right.
She's on Southern Charm. I don't know what that is.
Me neither. I know of the show. I've never seen it.
It's a Bravo thing.
It's CMT.
Andy Cohen. I'll tell you what. Andy Cohen is like, A genius. He's got everybody like back in high school and talking about rumors. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he slipped this young lady Arod's number at some point so she could FaceTime him.
See that?
He's the mastermind behind it all.
He's running the world.
I love Andy Cohen. He's a good guy.
Cover your ass.
Yeah.
So Arod, you think he runs to this woman?
Andy, I know you hate when I name drop, but Andy Cohen used to listen on EHM when I was on EHM.
I got it. There you go.
He shouted us out on his show once.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he did. There's a clip of it somewhere. I just don't care enough to go find it.
Good.
But I do appreciate it. Again, anytime anybody pumps me up, I do appreciate that. It's always appreciated.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
She's filling in. Where is she, by the way? Where is J Sebs? Speaking of JLo's and A-Rod's, where's J Sebs?
I think Q got her. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. She sent a cryptic message. She's like, I'll be there or won't I? What's going to happen, Q? That's all I got.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Also,
we had a good run.
Also, I got this message. I got the shot and I'm not going to make it. So I don't know if that means like in life or just for the show. I don't know. I'm not sure, Frank. I'm not sure how it's all working.
She makes it. She makes it. What are you going to do?
So here's the thing. So they thought it was this Madison LaCroix the first time they broke up. So they went and tracked her down and she wouldn't answer any of the questions. She said that they caught everybody.
Classic Madison LaCroix.
Yeah. Sneaky son of a bitch. But they caught her off guard. Now she's saying that, hang on a second, page 6.
That's a made-up name, by the way. There's no way that's her real name.
Madison LaCroix?
That's a porn star name.
Is that made up or is that a real name? Do you know? That's her real name? That's her real name? Is that like a reality show? It has to be. It's on Bravo. Yeah. They couldn't call it Real Housewives of whatever Southern City. They had to call it Southern Charm. I'd love to know the difference.
So I thought Southern Charm was one of those CMT shows.
Yeah.
Country music.
She's either a housewife or she's selling real estate. It can't be anything else on Bravo. So then she's selling real estate.
Bravo used to show operas.
Young Southern people. What is it, Frank? I'm sorry.
When Bravo first came out, they used to show opera.
I know. You remember that? Before they gave it to Andy Cohen. And then they were that. And wasn't Supermarket Sweep on Bravo originally? I think it was.
Probably.
And then Andy Cohen, they gave it to Andy Cohen. And he actually got people to watch it.
Supermarket Sweep. That's a winning formula.
Yeah. So anyway, this time around, page 6 got to her. And she says, and I quote, "I wish them the best." But
wait, LaCroix said that?
LaCroix said that. She said on Andy Cohen, she told Andy Cohen during her Southern Charms, what do they call that? Like reunion show?
I hate it. Oh, okay.
She said that there was, on the reunion episode, she had been FaceTiming with an unnamed famous baseball player. She said this months ago. LaCroix told Andy Cohen
Keith Hernandez
on the show that the then mystery man contacted me. She said, "Yes, we DM'd, but other than that, there was nothing. I've never seen him or touched him." She subsequently told page 6 of the alleged relationship he's never physically cheated on his fiance with me. She said that her and Arod had only spoken on the phone, but never had been physical, never had any kind of anything, just an acquaintance. Meantime, sources close to the former slugger shot down the rumors, telling the Post he doesn't know this woman. I feel
he
like
doesn't know this woman.
I feel like a girl like JLo from the Bronx, like you don't have to physically cheat. Like I
think once the rings come off, the earrings come out, then it's go time for JLo.
But I'm just
throwing down.
But right, am I wrong here that it's just it could just be a DM and a FaceTime and that's enough to get your teeth knocked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, JLo, tough woman.
Yeah, I don't think JLo runs a loose ship. I think everything is nice and in order.
She'll kick your ass.
I believe that to be true. I believe.
Was she 50 and she'll throw down?
Yeah. According to TMZ, Lopez has not yet returned her $1.8 million engagement ring. All right. This is the roughest thing. When did this break? Thursday, I think. Thursday morning, late Wednesday night, Thursday morning, whatever it was. he went on Instagram and did an Instagram story. Wait until I get to the end of this, damn it. This is going to be the saddest thing I tell you all episode. He went on Instagram and did an Instagram story where he was like panning the camera around photos of the two of them.
Okay.
And he ended, let me see if I can get it for you. He
Picture
ended,
of Madison LaCroix.
that's fucked up. You know what, Frank? It's too soon. It's the split is all, it's just happened.
I hear you.
He ended on a framed picture of their names carved into the sand on a beach. Wait for it. I told you to wait for it.
I'm waiting.
All right.
Yeah.
So, by the way, how perfect is this photograph, Frank? It's on the beach. You could, like, the water has just barely touched the edge of the heart.
All right. Underneath the heart, is that like a glare or reflection or something?
It's like a glass cube. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
He's got a bunch of stuff there. But he's got the arrow going through. Jennifer and Alex is in the
that's like
written
perfect
in the
font.
It's it looks like it might be photoshopped a little. I'm not 100%.
All right. I was gonna say it's pretty damn good for like a finger or a stick.
But he's got that. He's got
or
that.
a rod.
Yeah, he's got it on. He's got it framed that it's on his thing, and he tagged JLo. The news that they broke up is already out, and he put this out, and he at JLo on the story, and guess what song was playing?
Oh no!
Yeah.
What?
Coldplay's "Fix You." Now, that is just about the saddest song ever.
So. Doesn't seem like Arod wanted to do this. Wanted to split it up. Is that what we're saying?
I don't. No. I mean, I read this. How do you read this? I read this as like he's like sad and misses her. This to me
That's what I'm
is
saying.
Like a plea. Oh, that what you were saying? I thought you were saying the other
that
thing.
Arod didn't want to split up.
It sounds like what? Yeah. Like, why would you publicly
Regrets it.
On Instagram on stories tag her so that everybody can see? You're friggin' panning your memories, and you're listening to Coldplay, and not just Coldplay, but the saddest, sappiest fucking Coldplay song. That song, like the other sad Coldplay songs, look at that song and go, Jesus Christ, man, cheer the fuck up already.
That's like as much pressure on JLo as proposing in a stadium. That's just, you have to say yes, and then you sort it out later.
That's exactly what that is. You really nailed that. You hit that right on the nose.
That's rough. Did she respond? Do we know what the answer? When did this happen?
I don't think she responded, but he took it down. It didn't last too long on there. He took it down.
Now, you think he's one of these people that has people posting stuff for him?
Regular posts, but a story like that, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him doing that. That song, by the way, I'm not going to lie to you. It is one of the few songs that could get me a little emotional. And I'll tell you why. First of all, that song is...
I can tell you why.
It's the end of the song slowly builds. Do you know the song?
Vaguely. If I heard it, I'm sure.
The song slowly builds for like 3.5 minutes and then comes to this huge crescendo. And the lyric is...
Crescendo.
Tears stream down your face. I forget. When you lose something you can't replace. I mean, it's just the saddest fucking thing that you could ever say. So I'll tell you why that song is emotional for me. That song played.
Because you're a 3-year-old girl?
Shut up. That song played when I held my grandmother's hand as she died in my arms. So how stupid you feel now.
I feel like an asshole now.
You should feel like an asshole.
I feel like a giant asshole.
Yeah, I wish that story was true.
And
It's
I'm not going to...
Actually, what happened was that song played when the Islanders came out of the dressing room for their last game at Nassau Coliseum.
I'm done with you.
And I started welling up with tears.
You giant idiot. I don't know why I listened.
When my wife and I got married, her gift to me was she bought me tickets to the opening game for the Islanders. and the last game ever at the Coliseum. And that's the song that played when they came out of the dressing room, and I was welling up with I didn't cry, but I was welling up with tears a little bit.
You probably didn't even cry at a kid's birth.
No. By the way, my grandmother did die in my arms, and I was like, whatever, let's get some barbecue. That's not the point. Let's not judge people for what they've done, Frank. That's unfair. Just the way you were with the Amish earlier. Point is,
I love the Amish. All I said was they might enjoy a simpler cookie because they enjoy a simpler lifestyle.
Sounds like you're walking it back now. But anyway,
I'm walking it back a little.
What I was gonna say, was
trying.
The saddest thing of all of this is that the Islanders wound up returning to the Coliseum anyway, and it was all for naught. So if I can talk to Arod directly here for a second.
Here we go.
Just the way the Islanders returned to the Coliseum because of that song, maybe JLo will come back to you.
The magic of Coldplay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I don't know. I think you might be overestimating their magical abilities.
What is now? Do you have a song that just like a breakup song, like a song that there was a breakup or whatever, and you just like, this is like the saddest shit ever, like that?
I have a sad song, but it's not over a breakup. It actually is about a death.
Okay.
It has to do with the death, and this is 100% true. So I'm not trying to trick you or anything, like you tricked me. So my uncle, who passed away, that'll be let's see, 7 or 8 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, one of his favorite songs, he listened to it a lot, and I think it was his daughter, my cousin, had the song as her ringtone. And we were in the hospital, me, my entire family, we were all there because he was not doing well. He had lung issues, and it was his final days. So we were all there. It's one of those situations where you're there kind of just waiting.
Yeah.
And this was his favorite song, and it was Story of My Life. So the Story of My Life, One Direction, I believe.
Really? Like a new song?
It was like a newer song.
That's a newer song.
It was his. He loved it at the time. Like, it was new, and he heard it, and he played it a lot. He's like, "Oh, this is a great song," and he, because I think it had just maybe come out, or you just heard it, whatever it was. So we're in the hospital. We're all gathered. We're gathered around his bed, and he passes away. We're all there, and my cousin's phone rings, and the second that it happened, my cousin's phone rings, and the song plays.
Wow,
Story of My Life.
That's something else.
And we're all there, and we're like, it's weird timing.
Like, you're at a death. Turn off your ringer, asshole. What's your problem?
That was kind of rude.
Yeah.
But
that was hard for me to make that joke. I just want everybody to know that was hard for me to make that joke. I had to do it. But
yeah, you powered through, though.
I'm like, that's the one I'm going to apologize to Frank for later on after the show.
A dick.
Just so you
so
know.
every time I hear that song now, I think of my uncle.
That's a tearjerker.
It was rough, and it's not a it's a ballady song. It's automatically. It's not like it's not like School's Out by Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
It's already a tearjerker, kind of.
But even the lyric of the title, "Story of My Life," that's
exactly.
Yeah.
And this was like, at the time, it was his big song, and she had it, and it was, it was rough.
Another thing another tearjerker song of mine. This is sad. I feel like I don't have any real emotions, but does
it have to do with hockey or sports?
It does have to do with sports.
Okay, good. Honestly,
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I played soccer when I was younger.
What? You just said it had nothing to do with sports.
No, I said it does have to do with sports.
Oh, it does. Oh.
I played soccer when I was younger, and I don't even know how old I was, but I just remember I loved the coach, I loved the team, I had so much fun, and the season was over, we were done, and we went to Jan's in Queens for ice cream, famous Queens place.
Love that place, Metropolitan Avenue.
I think it was one of the first places that started I don't know if it was the first ever, but as far as our knowledge, that's where the kitchen sink was invented, where they would put 47 scoops of ice cream, and you'd have to eat it all. And if you finished it, you didn't have to pay.
Yeah.
That
They
was
had it.
jams.
I don't know if they invented it, but they definitely had it.
They had it, and they've been around for like since like the
Forever.
40s
It's a
or
soda.
whatever.
It was like one of those old-fashioned soda ice cream shops.
Yeah. So anyway, we went there for ice cream, whatever. Get back in the car, and I'm like so like distraught. I'm like 7, I don't know, and More Than Words comes on the radio, and I was like,
More Than Words,
devastated.
Oh my God!
Pull the
Do you
tears
ever listen
right out
to
of
those
me.
lyrics? If that song, my wife said it the best. She goes, that song is about getting a blowjob.
Is it really?
It's gotta be.
No.
Yeah, saying I love you is great, but More Than Words. If you show me,
Really?
That's another thing. I can't confirm that, but it's a good metaphor for it. I think
That's hysterical.
saying I love you is not what I want to hear from you. More than words.
You think the guy's trying to talk her into a beach?
I think so.
Saying I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want to, not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel. More than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me because I'd already know.
Yeah, my wife pointed this out. We were listening to it in the car, and she goes, "If this song isn't a metaphor for wanting to get a blowjob." I think he wrote this song for that reason. That's his motivation behind it, I think.
I tell you what, that's definitely the part of the beginning. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of messed up. I was thinking about my soccer team.
What does that have to do with soccer? I mean, if you listen to the words,
but it's a sad song. Yeah, I'm 7. I haven't listened to the words. It's just like it's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I'll still think of the soccer team when that song comes on today. But to me, it's a sad song. I don't know. It's just like it's a bit of a tearjerker.
I hear you. Yeah, there's some sad songs out there that get you.
I guess so.
What about that Christmas Shoes as a son of a bitch for song?
Christmas. I can't even listen to that anymore.
They made a friggin' movie about it.
Did they?
Yeah, called Christmas Shoes. It's like a Hallmark or Lifetime thing. But yeah, it's a Christmas movie now.
You know what's weird? For a couple of years after 9/11, it was there, and then I don't know when it happened, but one Christmas, somebody just decided that's it, enough for Christmas Shoes, and you just don't hear it anymore. It's out of the season's playlist. Nobody plays it anymore.
Nobody wants to hear it. It's so depressing.
So sad.
You want to hear it? You go on YouTube. You go on Spot. You choose it. Choose to hear it.
Yeah.
You don't want it to as you're driving. And you don't want to make yourself turn into a friggin' into a brick wall.
But it was a little annoying at the time too, because then like when people heard it, they so connected with it, and then everybody. Because I remember like there was one week where 5 people were like, "Did you hear this Christmas Shoes song? I gotta play it for you." And I'm like, yeah, "I've heard it, I got it." But they're like, "No, you don't understand. He just wants to get shoes for his mom." And I'm like, I know. I understand. I got it.
I'm executive producer on the song. I know what it's about.
And then they're like, wait, let me play it for you because I don't think you're getting. I'm like, no, God damn it. I get it.
I have co-writing credits. Leave me alone.
My wife hates that. You hate that. You can't stand that song, right?
It's brutal.
It's very upsetting. It shouldn't be played anymore. It's not, but it's weird. We kind of needed it that year,
It's effed up, man.
Frank's dad. Baby. We've talked about your dad is in The Irishman.
He is in The Irishman, a couple scenes.
Because I feel like, I don't know. I don't know why, but we talked about it on the podcast. And The Irishman came out before the podcast, didn't it?
The Irishman came out.
We told the story on the podcast, but the story is I sit down to watch The Irishman. We're like 10 minutes in or whatever. And Frank's father just like, is the only like face on the screen, like clear as day. And I picked up the phone right away and I texted you. I was like, your dad is like obviously in like we knew he was going to be in it, but
okay, because I didn't know. I could have sworn I told you before you watched the movie.
No, I knew he was going to be in it. I remember you guys telling me like my dad's in the Al Pacino movie, and I was like, cool. And he's in like one of these banquet hall scenes, and I was like, I'll have to really look for him. You don't have to look.
No, you won't.
The camera is like
Yeah, if
right.
you know what my dad looks like, you could spot him.
He's center of the screen. He's
I'm
basically
looking.
center of the screen.
I have a couple of pictures of that shot, but he's in it. He's one of the people cheering on Al Pacino's giving a speech as Jimmy Hoffa, and he's in the
Yes.
crowd.
Yes.
And he's in two of those scenes. One of the they were both filmed in New York, but one of the scenes is supposed to be in New York. The other one's supposed to be in Florida, but they
Right.
filmed them both in New York.
That
and
one
he's
in
both
Florida
scenes.
was that Leonard's of Great Neck, wasn't it? Wasn't that Leonard's of Great Neck?
You mean it's really where it's supposed to be?
No. That's where it was filmed. It's supposed to be in Florida.
I don't remember. That might be. That's very possible.
There's this beautiful wedding hall that coincidentally they filmed The Sopranos in that too. When Johnny Sack's daughter got married, that's the same. That's the same place. I think it's Leonard's of Great Neck. If I'm not mistaken, I might have it confused with another one, but it's here on Long Island.
Of course, I'm never gonna find this picture ever again, so that's fine.
All right.
So take my word for it. He's in the movie. But so I got a bit of news today, literally before we started this podcast today, that my dad is going to be in something else. Now, I've never seen the show, but now I'm going to have to start watching it. He's going to be in The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
That is huge. Huge.
As an extra, I don't think he has any lines yet, but knowing my dad,
He might have a line.
he'll talk. He'll charm his way into a line or two.
I was gonna say he might be in the cast by the time season 4 rolls around.
He's gonna direct an episode. But
what's crazy about this is, me, I love The Irishman more than life itself. It's a 3.5 hour movie that
I just like it.
I've seen like 400 times. I can't stop watching this movie. And I think one of the great TV shows to come out of the last 5-10 years is Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like, your dad is doing everything, every show and movie that I love, your dad seems to be.
Now, did I say Miss? It's Mrs., right? Mrs. Maisel?
Is it Miss Maisel or Mrs. Maisel? Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? One of the great shows. If you've never seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, it's based on a real person. It's a true story. It's about this, for lack of a better term, housewife. She's Jewish. In 50, whatever, 60, 50s, I think. And I'm not giving away any spoilers here, but the first episode hooks you right in, where she's just married to her husband, Jewish guy. Mom and dad buy them a big apartment in the city, and he wants to be a stand-up comedian. So they go to like a comedy club, and he does his like routine and everything. And she's just totally a total housewife. Like, she wakes up before he gets up so she could put makeup on her face so she could look pretty for him. Like, stereotypical woman of the 50s.
Yeah.
And then at some point, she just decides, I'm funnier than him and I can do this. And so you follow her journey into stand-up comedy, and it is just delightful. The whole thing is just one of the greatest. My wife loves the wardrobe, the cars,
Well, this show's won how many awards now? I mean, geez,
yeah.
It's only 2 years old?
It's only 2 seasons. It's only two seasons. Yeah.
So this thing is only gonna keep going and be crazy and
everything
go on for years.
Yeah, everything about it. The scripts are fantastic. The cadence of the show is unbelievable. The actors and actresses are just phenomenal. The whole thing is good. So that's terribly exciting.
Yeah, and they said he's going to be in some. The scene will be in a topless bar.
Nice.
And my dad, he
looks good topless.
Right. You're an ass. My dad, being my dad, he goes, "Oh, they told me it's gonna take place in a topless bar." I went, "Oh," and he goes, "Titty bar." I was like, "Yeah, I know what that means." I was like, yeah, I get it. Thank you.
That is your classic dad. Like, he felt the need to explain it to you. That's something.
Yeah, I'm like, got it. Please.
Well, do you want to tell everybody the other part that you were telling me?
Oh, so my dad is in his late 60s, and he gets another thing. I don't know if it was a phone call or some form or something, like an audition, and he gets offered this audition. and it's for a show or something that 50 Cent is doing. I'm not sure what it is.
Mm.
But it's apparently the scene that he was going to be in it and takes place in a police precinct, and he was offered the role of perp in the police precinct. And they asked him if he minds doing full frontal nudity. And as soon as he said that, I went, Dad, I love you, but for the love of God, don't do, whatever they'll pay you, I'll pay you double. Just don't do it.
To not be in this.
Don't be in this. I can't. There's not enough therapy on this planet that could help me recover from this. He said, "Don't worry." I turned it down.
That's hysterical.
I said, thank God. I wouldn't want to stifle his creativity or his, burgeoning career.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to be like. Obviously, he enjoys it. It's kind of hard to be like, "Don't do that," but at the same time,
I had no problem saying, "Don't do that."
Here's the problem with that. And I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
You and your dad are not the problem. It's all your asshole friends that would be sending you pictures of your dad's junk on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You two as adults could handle it. He could do it. You could not watch it.
I wouldn't watch it.
But you just wouldn't watch it, But your asshole friends would be constantly putting it in your face, which we would for sure do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about coordinated, orchestrated attacks.
Well, no, if that ever happened, I'd be in a new country. I'd have to leave, start a new life somewhere. I'm
not just talking about texting it to you unsuspectingly or sending you links to click on the new Metallica song and then it's your dad's junk. I'm talking about I know me personally, would print it on a cake and bring it to you for your birthday.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because that's just the kind of guy I am.
Oh, you're a special individual.
Solid.
And I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
I would do the same to you were roles reversed.
Of course. However, of course.
But I told him, I said, listen, I love you, but holy shit, I can't stress enough how I do not. You don't need it.
Right.
You don't need the role.
Yeah.
I get you want to keep doing this, but he right away. He said, I'm not doing it.
Would he have done it, though, if it wasn't for the embarrassment that you shamed him with? Would he?
No, he said, as soon as I said, don't do it. He could barely hear me anyway. So I was like, don't do it. He goes, I turned it down. I was like, all right. So, I didn't think he was going to do it anyway.
That's funny.
Funny. He's a modern-ish guy, but he's also kind of old-fashioned too. So
yeah,
I don't think he'd do it anyway.
Well, he killed in The Irishman, and I can't wait to see him in this. I'm thoroughly excited.
It's going to be a hell of a thing. He shoots in about a week. He goes and does his scene.
By the way, I was so upset. That was one of the travesties of COVID. Was usually we get a Mrs Maisel every Christmas, right around Christmas time. We get it right after Christmas. And it's actually become the tradition. My wife and I, because my parents come up, for the holidays, and the four of us wind up, we put the kids to bed, and we wind up watching episodes every single night. It's great.
Oh, the restrictions now are insane. My father is going to get, or he got it today. He got his final, his second shot. The second vaccine shot.
I'm sorry. My point was they stopped the filming and we didn't get a Maisel. It was supposed to be so that's also interesting. It was supposed to already be out the season and it's not. And now look, your dad's in it. So that's kind of
it's fate, baby.
Made it all worth it. But anyway, you were saying he had to go get tested.
So he got the second vaccine dose, and between today and next week, he has to go 3 times to get COVID tested before he could show up on set.
Yeah.
So they have to make sure everybody's tested and negative and whatever it is. Because, again, he's going to be filming in a bar, and it's going to be in the 50s.
Right.
So everybody's going to be on top of each other, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to take his temperature and give him a rapid test when he shows up day of. Yeah, probably. I'm sure all that stuff.
And then he's got to go before the day he films. He's got to go in for costume fittings, and because they got to dress him up like he's in the 50s and all that.
That's cool. I know they can't really take pictures and stuff, but can he take pictures of his own costume? He can?
Yeah, I mean...
to share with us, so we can... I would love to take the audience...
I don't know. I'll ask.
Ask him. See, If he could like take pictures of his own costume or whatever, even if he can't release it until the show comes out, I still think it'd be fun to share with the audience, his little journey.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He took pictures of himself in costume for the Irishman. He has pictures of that.
Oh, does he? I never seen. See, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I don't have them. He has them.
All right. Well, ask him. See if he can do that, and then we'll get it in. Product testing. You want to go get your stuff? I'll do the Hero Soap read.
Is Janine joining us or no?
I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. Again.
Then give me a minute, and I'll go get my.
I'm just getting Q responses from JSabs here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put spray cheese on an Oreo cookie because somebody on TikTok said that when you combine these two elements, it tastes like cheesecake. Now, Frank's got an Oreo, but he doesn't have the spray cheese, so he's gonna do regular sliced American cheese, and we're gonna see if that makes any bit of difference here. And we'll do that right after our read for Hero Soap Company. Best soap ever. I might have to actually wash my mouth out with this. If this flavor test goes wrong, I would actually honestly rather eat this soap, to be honest with you, because it's 100% natural, because there's no parabens in it.
There too.
Yeah, this would be delicious compared to what this could potentially be. I have more confidence in eating the soap than I do this combination, but that's just me.
That'll be good.
I love Hero Soap Company. I also love my country and those who serve this country. I'm just that nice of a guy. 20% off a subscription. When you order now, they'll deliver however much soap you want to your home every single month, so you never have to think about soap again. You just always show up with a nice bar of soap from Hero Soap Company every single month. You're in the shower. You're fresh. You're smelling good. Everybody's coming up to you going, you smell so amazing. What is it? You go like this. It's patriotism. Okay?
Damn right.
It's patriotism is what I smell like. All right? You USSR loving son of a bitch. You can say that to people when you're using Hero Soap Company.
That's called supporting the troops.
Exactly.
Supporting your country. Supporting our vets.
Exactly. By the way, when did Russia... I feel like Russia is always changing their name. It's USSR. It's Russia. I don't know.
Well, it was USSR.
That was in the Cold War. Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah, then Gorbachev, that whole deal.
I can't keep track of any of it. I mean, you can't expect me to,
I mean, I can barely keep up with our history.
For real. Anyway, save 20% off by grabbing a subscription right now. You'll absolutely love Hero Soap Company. By the way, nobody who's bought it has wrote me and said, Anthony, this is not good.
No regrets. I haven't heard a negative thing.
Everybody says great things. And a lot of people, they write me, they go, you know what, I bought one or two just to try it out. And now I'm going back in for the subscription because it's
hooks you in, baby.
It's phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not the cheapest soap. You can go buy cheaper soaps, but God knows what's in there that you're putting on your skin. And also, the troops don't benefit from that because when you buy a Hero Soap Company, they send a bar. If you buy 2 bars, they send 2 bars to the troops. You buy 20 bars, they send 20 bars to the troops. So
better than that.
They're just phenomenal people. We love them so much. So thanks to Hero Soap Company for always sponsoring the Anthony on Air podcast. We entirely appreciate it so much.
Can we do that read again? Because I really don't want to do this product.
I know. How you feeling now? It's a little. You spaced out a little bit from when you ate. You feeling any better?
Settled a little. I had roast beef. It's not. I don't know if this is a good follow up.
You have to shake this up. I don't even.
Oh, and by the way, I don't have canned cheese. I have Kraft singles.
You got Kraft singles. Now a Kraft single, that's barely cheese. That's barely real cheese. That's
cheese
in solid form. Look at
real
that.
Milk, baby.
No, I mean, you got to be kidding. Now, should we have a couple of Oreos as a primer?
No, I can't.
Also, I have regular Oreos. What do you have?
I have double stuff.
See, I think the guy in the video had double stuff. My wife's here. She's going to do it too.
Double stuff, baby.
Well, are you going to put the cheese on it? Oh, you just wanted an Oreo?
By the way, what was the first company to do this thing? Because this I like.
Oh, I know the bag. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was Nabisco. We think we have to thank the fine folks at Nabisco for that.
Now, see, I'm going to take like a square that is roughly the size of the Oreo and just put it on top.
I think you need 2. I think you need 2
like that?
Slices of cheese.
All right, so that's the second one.
Oh, God. Oh, that looked disgusting. I don't know.
2.
I thought this would make a noise. It doesn't make a noise.
Cuddles is doing it too?
That's enough.
Yeah, Cuddles has got it too. All right. Hold on. Let me show everybody. There it is right there.
There's mine. 2 slices on top. Double stuff, and you got regular stuff.
Yeah, I basically, I remember, Frank, you remember
What?
the crackers and cheese, and then you'd have the little red stick.
I love those things.
And it was always a challenge because the compartment holding the cheese was curved, and the stick was a square, so you'd have to like really get in there and scoop that last little cheese
Yeah, but
out.
that plastic was nice and loose. You can like bend it. That cup.
All right, let me smell this.
I always wanted to leave a lot of cheese for that last bite.
Yeah, you always wanted that last bite to be so cheese. This smells disgusting.
This is not going to be good.
This cheese smells disgusting.
Prediction: this is going to be terrible.
So now the thought is that the cheese. This is supposed to taste like cheesecake. Now I'm not going to lie to you. When I just smelled it just now, as I was pulling it away, it kind of smelled a little like cheesecake to me.
No, I'm getting.
My wife is
cheesecake that's been left in a dumpster for a couple days.
My wife is already gagging a little bit. I think the two of you are going to wind up throwing up.
Are we doing the whole thing or a bite in half?
I'm going to put the whole thing in.
You're doing the whole thing.
I'm not going to lie to you. Take a smell. Smell by the Oreo with just a little bit of cheese. It kind of smells like cheesecake.
It doesn't. Not on my end.
All right. You
ready
doing
to
this?
Go? Count of three.
Count of three.
Can you do me a favor? Just make me a promise.
What?
Away from the mic.
Oh, I won't chew in the mic. Yeah, no, I won't.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I'm gonna get close so you can hear the crunch, but I'm not gonna be. I'm not.
No, I don't. We don't need to hear the crunch.
You don't need. You gotta get a little crunch.
No, we believe that you're crunching it. We don't need to hear it.
1 second of crunch, and then I'll back off. I promise.
All right. I'll just do this.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That kind of tastes like cheesecake. You don't like it?
What did you say?
That kind of tastes like cheesecake to me. That's real. That tastes like cheesecake. It's a more aftertaste flavor. But my wife's going to throw up.
I mean, mildly, but
Yeah, water.
Maybe a little. Maybe a tiny bit, but only because it's cheese and that cream.
What is that? It's weird.
It's, it tasted like an Oreo with cheese on top of it.
I'm going again.
Why?
I'll tell you what. The cheese has a cheese taste to it, and there's something about the Oreo where it brings out like cheesecake crust flavor. Yeah.
So are you going to be serving this at your next party? Right? Is this the hors d'oeuvres?
I'll tell you what you got to do. You got to get the
away
cheese.
From the mic?
You got to get. I'm sorry. You got to get the cheese. I'm sorry. You got to get the cheese into the cream faster.
So what if we open the cookie and just do cookie, cream, cheese, and no second layer of cookie?
It shouldn't go on top. It's got to go in the middle.
No, I mean eliminate the top layer of cookie.
No, I don't think you need to do that.
I feel like too much cookie.
I don't know if I could eat another one of these, though. I was just going to do it. I don't know if I could do another one.
I'm done.
That does taste like cheesecake. That does taste like cheesecake to me. But I didn't taste like cheesecake to you. I think I put too much cheese on yours.
Well, they're not selling these at the Cheesecake Factory, I'll tell you that much.
No, honestly, there's no reason for this whatsoever. But, I mean, it does taste like cheesecake. He wasn't lying on this one. I know,
you gotta stop following that guy. I can't do this
anymore. I don't follow him. He comes up on my For You page.
No.
It's not my fault. Blame the people who invented the TikTok algorithm.
Swipe right. Not interested.
You know what? We're not mad at TikTok anymore. Remember when we were going to kick TikTok out?
Why were we mad at TikTok? I don't remember being mad at TikTok.
Because they were a Chinese company. Are they still a Chinese company? I don't even know what happened.
No. Trump was mad at TikTok.
Trump was mad at TikTok, but they were...
Because there was one comedian who was making fun of him on it. That's why he was mad at TikTok.
Well, there were two. I'm sorry, I'm chewing. There were two things that happened simultaneously. The
Donald
BTS
Trump.
kids. No, it was the BTS kids.
Okay.
Got Donald Trump. Remember, because they organized on TikTok to get tickets for his North Carolina thing, and then nobody showed up.
Yeah, because he's a giant
And
child.
then Trump went on a rampage. But at the same time,
because it's not about the country; it's about him.
No. They're a company they're based in China, and so technically, the Chinese government can have access to their data, which is us. And so they were a little worried of what they could do.
Yeah. Okay. That's the motivation behind it.
I'm just
the
saying.
motivation was his ego. That's all.
Agreed, but it was both things that were. There was a legit reason besides why he got all crazy.
Like there was a legit reason for us to go into Iraq. And
oh my God, can't there be two things happening simultaneously?
With the dubs.
Can't there just be two things happening at the same time?
No, they can't.
All right.
Either you're eating cheese or you're eating Oreos. Don't combine the two.
Who comes up with this stuff though? But I don't think he did. I think somebody messages him.
Cheese now.
This is gross. Although I don't know if I had like a nice white cracker like in those little snack pack things, if that would be better.
Oh, the cheese by itself or on a cracker is fine.
It says cheddar on it.
Cheese, but it's there's nothing wrong with that.
Easy cheesy. Here's what concerns me the most about this though.
This spelled both easy and cheesy wrong?
No, this is what bothers me about this. Can you read that?
No need to refrigerate.
Why?
Yeah, that's red flag number one.
I want to refrigerate my cheese, no matter what form it's in.
Milk in something, you should have to refrigerate it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's yellow caulk. You could regrout your countertops with that. Made with real cheese.
Which is hysterical. The cheese is made with real cheese.
There's probably a guy named Arnold Cheese who makes that product.
Yeah.
And he's real cheese.
No need to refrigerate it. Best when used by date stamped on bottom. I'm not gonna lie to you. They barely even. I can't read this. They missed the corner. It's on like the corner of the thing. Look at the date.
I love when that happens.
Look, it's half on and half off. See it? Best by, and then the actual date is gone.
It's on the next bottle.
It's like on this. It's not even on the side.
Are those made by the same people that make Flex Seal?
I think so. I think the Flex Seal guy makes this. I'm pretty sure.
You can seal your boat with that.
It's the same stuff, and sometimes they get confused, and still nobody knows the difference.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Seal up your colon.
I'm gonna spray this on a screen door and take it on the lake and see what happens.
Do it. We should do that. Can we get a boat made of screen doors and Flex Seal the shit out of it?
Yeah, I would love to really do that. Right.
You
know what? I'll tell you what though about the Flex Seal guy.
I love the Flex Seal.
Here's what was disappointing about him. He wasn't there for Donald Trump when Donald Trump really needed him. And that was heartbreaking to me. Because I feel like all those guys should have been together.
All the infomercial guys.
Yeah.
Slap Chop.
Yeah.
Bring them all in.
Slap Chop.
Fill up your cabinet with them. What was his name?
I don't know. The guy with the spiky blonde hair. Yeah, the ShamWow guy. Yeah.
I forget his name. But didn't he get his ass kicked by like a prostitute or something?
Was that right?
There's pictures of him with like black eyes and everything because he got the shit kicked out of him.
Oh.
But I've used Flex Seal, and Flex Seal is really good. Actually, I've used it a couple times around the house, and it works.
Flex Seal is holding this podcast together right now. I'm telling my wife this tastes exactly like the cheese in the cracker and cheese thing. This is the same taste.
It's the same thing. Who's the company that makes that?
Well, this is probably they probably put a little more water into this to make it runny and come out of the thing, but
as long as it's pressure. What company? It's not Kraft. Is it Kraft?
No. Do you know who makes this?
No. Arm & Hammer?
No. Oh, wouldn't that be hysterical?
Nabisco?
Nabisco, son of a bitch. I bet
Big
you.
cheese.
I don't want to get too Q on you right here, but I bet you Big Cheese was behind sending this to that guy on TikTok. They're like, let's send this guy a message.
That guy is an agent for Big Cheese, Big Nabisco.
Son of a bitch.
What do you call it? Big dairy, big snacks.
We fell for it like we fell for the vaccine. Unbelievable.
And these are always made with real cocoa.
I know. Unbelievable. Real cocoa, real cheese.
Chocolate sandwich cookies, they call them.
Mm-hmm. All right. The ingredients in this is whey, canola oil, milk protein concentrate, cheddar cheese, which is made from milk, salt, cheese culture, and enzymes. Milk contains less than 2% of so this has milk in it, doesn't? Shouldn't it be refrigerated?
One would think.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't say powdered milk.
Hey, Elmer's glue is made with like horse. They don't have to refrigerate that.
That's true.
And again, you're not eating Elmer's glue.
That's true. All right, my friend, we'll leave it there. Excellent show.
Thank you.
Whether or not we'll see Janine ever again, I don't know.
Q's got her.
That's not up to us. Yeah, we'll have to follow Q drops and see what happens. But
she she'll be missed.
She will be missed. We're getting close next week. 420 show coming up right here on 420 special time, 9 o'clock. We're going on earlier than we usually do. 9 o'clock.
Yep.
On 420.
Now I'm questioning. I might just drink for that. I might just do drinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna partake. I think I'm just gonna get nice and hammered.
But you have to keep up speed, though. That's the thing.
You know me. I'll keep up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go the alcohol route.
I will not. I'm partaking. We secured the necessary. Maybe we'll talk Frank into it. I don't know. Stay tuned. You'll have to wait and see. We still got some time to work on him. Maybe embarrassed.
We'll see.
If I got the Flex Seal guy to come on here and talk to you about it, would you maybe?
Oh, then you got to be high for that.
Yeah.
We're talking Flex Seal with the guy.
The Flex Seal guy.
I have endless questions about that screen door boat.
Like, where is it right now?
Yeah. Is it still, or did they decommission it?
I bet you it's at their corporate headquarters.
Like in the lobby has like the...
Yeah, like that's like icon. Like I bet you, you know, it would be the best ever if it was in a huge tank in the lobby. If it was floating,
great,
floating right now in the lobby.
Like they have like a big fountain and it's just going around.
Yeah, it would have to be
rides to kids during like the holidays.
Flex Seal. I mean, if that's not how it's working right now, you're missing. I mean, that's just you got to do it.
That's an opportunity to bring in the customers.
No brainer.
And I got to tell you, Flex Seal, it's a good product. You get that what is it? That sheet of whatever, and you throw it right on a leak, and it sticks right to it. That's amazing.
The only thing I've ever done is the spray. I've used the spray, and that's worked.
That's all I've ever done. But
yeah.
I've heard of people have used that. It's just like you pull out a sheet, like you're pulling out a fabric softener sheet, and you just slap it on a broken pipe, and it's.
That's what's so lovely about the Flex Seal people. They invented this spray. This spray works on everything. There's literally no scenario where that is not going to be your answer. But they were like, but you know what though? We're going to go out and make some putty, you know? And then when that was like really good, they were like, we're not stopping anytime soon. Here comes the tape. It's like, people, you've already invented the spray rubber. Like you didn't need to go farther than that, but they still felt the need to.
There are some people that only like tape. They don't like sprays. They had to get the tape crab.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get it away from scotch.
They're not resting on their laurels or Hardee's. They are just full steam ahead.
Right. Don't rest on your Hardee's.
Yeah. 70-year-olds really appreciated that joke.
Yeah. Good one.
The Laurel Hardy joke right before the end of the show.
This is a good one. This is going to bring up a who's on first joke.
I still think that might be the greatest bit of all time.
It's a great bit. It's a classic bit.
So perfect.
It's up there.
It's indestructible. And it was one of the early comedy routines. Like
it's back when people wrote original stuff, man.
Yeah. It's so good.
It was genius, you know. And it's still it's still relevant. It's not it stands the test of time. It's still funny today.
Do I have that? I have that on a mug. Do we still have the Who's on First mug, or did it break?
What, the whole routine?
I love that routine so much. I bought a mug one year of it, and I've had it for like 20 years. It's the whole routine is on the side. It's one of those huge oversized mugs. Not like this
Oh,
regular size Anthony on Air mug, which you could buy right now in
ooh,
the
look at that.
Anthony on Air shop.
So,
ShopAnthonyOnAir.com.
but there's a routine that they do. It's pretty funny. If you get a chance, look it up. Abbott and Costello, 13 times 17 is 28. I'm sorry, 13 times 7 is 28.
It's funny.
And yeah, Lou Costello proves to Abbott that 13 times 7 is 28.
All right, we're going to go watch it right now. I hope you guys watch it too. Next episode, we'll talk about it for sure. Plus, whatever else is going on in the world at the time. Anything happens with Ghislaine, we'll talk about it, of course. We're always here for you. And, of course, at anthonyonair.com, where all our links are. Of course, the merch store. Links
I love
to
the
Hero
Amish.
Soap. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Frank's apology to the Amish will also appear at anthonyonair.com.
That might be on a t-shirt too. I love the Amish.
All right. Appreciate you guys watching and or listening, and we will catch you on the next one. Unless you're Amish, in which case somebody will have to tell you about it.
I say that now it's on you. I feel better. Send the letters that way.
I took it off you. I put it on myself. See?